As we begin, yeah, I mean, I have come across with your school. I've actually taken a look at your school's website, and I can see our folks here, wonderful with smiley faces. This is really great. I think you know, you have a wonderful school to be in, and thanks to Mr. Low and all the teachers around you, they are really committed to helping you to become the type of leader that your country, wherever you're coming from. I'm assuming that most of you are coming from Malaysia, but this is really a prime time where the teachers and the educators are really helping you to become the type of people that your community needs. It's really, really important. And so please do take this educational opportunity seriously, okay? And I have been to many, many different countries. I've been to, in my lifetime, about 80 more or less countries around the world. Not all of the countries are doing well. In fact, most of the countries I've been in is going through a difficult challenge. And I've seen many young people, despite that they had, you know, they had this passion to learn, and they really wanted to go to school to learn, right? And they are smart, but because of the circumstances that they're in, they're not able to receive an education. And so, you know, I've seen many of these people who were not able to enjoy the type of privilege that you are able to enjoy at this point in time. So it is really important that you should be able to be thankful to your parents and to your teachers, and really do take this moment seriously. It's really the prime time. Your full-time job is to study, and this is really helping you to prepare as someone who can, you know, bring a great influence to our world today. Okay. But anyhow, today we are, you know, talking about purpose statement. And I want to ask you a question, or maybe put it in the chat box. What is your understanding of the personal or purpose statement? And again, I know that a lot of you guys are already preparing for this, and it is really important to spend some good time coming up with a very powerful personal statement. Okay. In fact, when I was applying for school, you know, getting, you know, writing working on the application form, getting recommendation letters, all these things, you know, didn't really take too much time. But writing an essay, right, a purpose or personal statement, it actually took me a long time, right? I remember those days where I had to write, and then I, kind of discard it again. I've done that more than a couple tens of times, right? Because you keep on, you know, it's really difficult because a lot of these questions are very open-ended. How are you going to present yourself? This is really important, that if you are wanting to become a good leader, an effective leader, a true leader, you should have this heart to do something good for this world. Now, the question is, what is that? And this is exactly the time that you are in, right? In your high school, you know, secondary. It is really a prime time to take interest in what's happening around the world. In fact, the world that we live in has so much challenges. And despite that there are a lot of people who are wanting to solve the challenges around the world, it's becoming ever more difficult to solve these challenges. Korea used to be one of the poorest countries in the world. And in fact, back in 1956, I mean, this is many, many years ago, about 60, 70 years ago, Korea used to be the very bottom half. And we were even poorer than many of the African countries, you know, like Ghana, for example, or Ethiopia. I mean, I'm not sure if you know where Ethiopia is. Ethiopia is in Africa, and Ethiopia was at one point in time a country that used to give donation to Korea, you know. That's how poor Korea was. And for Koreans, we all wanted to become like, you know, one of the countries that we wanted to become was Malaysia. Malaysia was a role model country for South Korea. Philippines, Thailand was once these countries that Korea used to want to become. We also had Korean men go over to Saudi, UAE, and all of these different places in Germany to do all the most difficult work that the locals would not. But these hard toils were able to save up money, and one of the things that Korea was able to overcome is poverty. And in fact, Korea went through close to about 80 years of poverty was because of studying hard, having the head, hands, and the heart, right? It's really important. And that's why one of the things is you write your personal essay is, you think about this. Ask yourself, where am I with the head? Trying to learn this knowledge, these ideas about the world. And also about the things that you want to do, right? What are the things that you are doing at this moment? And foremost, do you even have the heart? Is there some part of within you that you want to do something for the heart, for the world? Something that So there are a lot of problems to be solved. I'd like to invite you, when you are writing for your personal statement, if you want to actually do a good job of writing, it's much better to do this in advance, prepare this in advance. Think about these questions. In fact, one of the things I want to let you know, when I was applying for Harvard, I had to write 7 essays. I don't know which school that you're planning to go, but these schools will probably give you some questions for you to think about, and that's what personal statement is. It's going to be 1 or 2 sentences, or maximum 3 sentences. And whatever that sentences that they're asking you to write about, rather than starting from then, it is important that you start now, right? It's really important. And one of the things that Mr. Winston, the school leadership, the teachers, which I'm already assuming that you already have these programs, is that, maybe you might want to partner with teachers to work on your personal statement early on, right? So that you're able to prepare for it. And usually I tell, students, take about 2 months to actually prepare for this, personal statement. Of course, teaming up, right? Teaming up. You can't do this by yourself. You gotta be getting some inspiration from other people. Teaming up basically means that you can, go up to the teachers. You can consider your teachers as your coach, but also other friends. And it can be someone who's coming from outside of the school. It can be your parents. But it is really important that you look for these people who can help you to achieve your dreams. In fact, one of the things I want to let you know is that, I come from a very humble background. I come from a poor background. My parents were humanitarian workers. And for 10 years, I lived in the Philippines. And we're living in a rural parts of the Philippines. And I've never imagined at the time that I'll be able to even dream of going and working for the United Nations or going to school like Harvard. That was unthinkable. Okay? Don't even think about it. That's too far away from the type of dream that I can even think about, right? But it was, programs like this when I was able to hear someone talk about how he was able to achieve some of these dreams despite all these difficulties. I got the inspiration. And ever since I was able to keep in touch with that person, and this person has become a mentor. And through the help of other people, I was able to then achieve one dream at a time. Ask not what your country can do for you. Don't ask what the school can do for you. Don't ask what your parents can do for you. Don't ask what your country can do for you. You have this expectation, why can you do more for me? And always expecting to be receiving side. But leaders are the ones who are giving generously. The ones who give generously receive a lot more.
And we definitely look forward to actually collaborate more with you as well as the center as well, right? Thanks a lot for that. I think all the students, can you please give some appreciation to Mr. Samuel Kim? Thank you very much. You can stay on. I think we're glad also to see that we also have our former students from MAS are actually on the line as well. Welcome back to Excel. Yeah. Anyway,
I love Excel, Joe.
Oh yeah, that's great. So we hope to see you more as well. We don't mind seeing you in the school,
Never mind. Next few years, I come back and share talk already.
Yes, I'm sure we all look forward. I hope it won't be until too long.
To indicate why you are deserving of the scholarship, and how you can support their missions. Okay, their mission is, some of the colleges or university, they will offer some of the missions. So for this personal statement, you should write it accordingly to their missions. Okay. Now, some of you saying, how long does my personal statement need to be? Okay. So as a good rules of thumb, your personal statement should around 250 until 500 words.